So check this out. A lot of times when you in your 20s, you thinking like they the one, she the one, he the one. But then you never realize that maybe this might be wrong. This week on Textually Active, we talking about timelines and relationships. What men want, what women want. Do they meet up with timelines? Do they catch on with the timeline? We joined by a special guest. Shout out to our guy Fitz. And we about to get into this conversation right now on Textually Active.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Textually Active. This is your weekly dose of conversations about navigating the digital age while dealing with friendships, relationships, and all the ships in between. If you're watching this on YouTube, you'll see that we have someone very new here. But before we get into that, I'm Rez, and I got Meezy with me.
Gang, here, bike.
Meezy is back from vacation, and he's charged up.
Big bike.
We got E on the boards. And this week, we are joined by Fitz. Stefan, what do you want to go by? Tell the people what you want to go by.
No, we can go by Fitz.
We're joined by Fitz.
I like Fitz.
Mm-hmm.
Fitz is
a vibe.
Fitz is a vibe. So, Fitz, do you want to tell the people about yourself? Long-time friend, long-time listener.
First time guest.
Yes.
I see what you did there.
You can't say that, so go ahead.
I'm a second time guest, but
Oh,
wait, you were on?
I'm
No.
He's never been on Textually Active.
So
where was I?
You've never missed an episode. How do you not know that?
Okay.
I just want to see if she was on her game. But everybody calls me Fitz. What can I say? I've known Eric since what, 2000?
Hey. We don't know who that is.
Whoa.
We only know EA, the exec here around here. I don't know who that is.
Producer E.
We don't know that. We don't know who Eric is.
I've known the young man on the boards
the
since
producer.
since 2009, man, and we've been a vibe, and I've watched his growth. I've watched the support of this podcast grow, and so it's just great to be here. You know, I'm a Dell State alum.
Yes, Dell State.
Talk about them papers hanging up. What they say?
Oh, you know what I'm saying. You know, Dr. Fitz loading.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying. You know, it's on the way. You know, so full-time doctoral student. I'm heavy in the ag world, and you know, I'm about this business life. So
Absolutely
excited to be here.
And you have a business to yourself, right?
Yeah, you know, but we're not here to talk about that. We're here to get into this.
So for
if we talking about ads, you know, you can add your ad.
You can add your ad right here. So for the ladies out there who are watching, we noticed that your finger is a little empty.
And you got a nice beard.
Mm-hmm. So and you got all your teeth.
Hairline pretty sharp too.
Okay, and all your hair,
you
man.
Hey, listen, if you like a little salt and pepper, I got you.
Yeah,
I got you.
Okay.
You know but nah, I am.
Throw the stats out there. Single, looking to mingle.
I am
Zodiac.
single.
I knew he was gonna do that.
Yo, she's wild.
You gotta run the stats down. Kids, no kids. The girls is looking.
All right, so single, no kids, 6'4".
You
tatted. You know what I'm saying? I'm a triple HBCU attendee. Mm-hmm. You know, I've been trying to date, but doing a Ph.D. full time and working it's tough. Like,
what you mean? He about to have a bag. I mean,
we're not talking about that. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
No, this actually brings us right into our topic. So continue. Zodiac sign.
I'm a Leo.
Okay.
I'm an August Leo.
Y'all know what that means, ladies. Stay away. Oh, sorry.
I don't know what that means.
How's she gonna try and plug me in and hate?
I have no idea what that means.
Just because she got a ring on her finger. You know what? It's not about me though. But go ahead, proceed.
Okay. So that leads us into the topic. Stefan is single, looking to mingle. The topic that came across our desk and me and Meezy brought it to the table was, what is the love timeline and why is it different for each gender? Some would say that women are trying to fall in love in their 20s and they get their first boyfriend, they do all these wifey things, and they never really get a chance to pop off the way they should be popping off or the way that men pop off in their 20s. Think of like college, undergrad. The girls in college trying to fall in love, trying to get married out of college because that's what the the white people do. I
was about to say, if you
white women go to college and find love.
I was about to say, if
just
you was
say,
white,
it's not just women trying to do that in college.
I was about to say, if you was white, you was trying to get married after high school. Like,
Right,
that nigga
right.
was in high school.
I mean,
You went to prom with him, you were probably supposed to marry him.
So the stereotype is that women are trying to fall in love in their 20s and men are trying to fall in love in their 30s, because when men are in their 20s, they're being wild. Boys will be boys.
Who
doing
set
their
these
thing.
benchmarks?
That's just what they say.
Just how society works.
So I wanted to talk about it with two men, one in a relationship and one single, and engaged young woman.
Yeah, because it was all women last week, so we ain't having that shit this week.
Oh no, you're not about to gang up on my
get
guy.
some shit off this week.
I'm getting jumped this week. Okay.
100%.
You're not gonna back me into a corner. I'm standing my ground.
All
right. So what are your thoughts on that?
I think it's absolutely fucking true. I
Okay.
think the niggas that was trying to get married in their 20s did it because that's what they thought was supposed to happen. They thought that when you find somebody that you like, you're supposed to want to be with them, you're supposed to do this, do that, be a family, become a family, do all this shit with them. The niggas that wasn't with somebody and was out here wilding, well, let's say with somebody fully, monogamously, because in them 20s, them boys was out here doing what they had to do. When they wasn't, if the ones that wasn't monogamously with somebody, they was out here running the streets, running through them, getting them numbers up, bodies getting caught. While on the flip side, these women was trying to, find somebody to lock down, old ball and chain them. But then,
I'm gonna have to disagree. But
for some reason, all of a sudden, this new resurgence of hot girls are being ran by 26 and up. It's a 26 and up, 25 and up party. So I don't know. I think it's true.
I'm gonna have to disagree.
Okay.
And I say this because, and I can speak confidently about this, is that when I was in undergrad, I was in a relationship most of my time when I was in college. I was active. I was Greek, you know what I'm saying? But I was always in a relationship. And even when I was at DSU, there was a young lady that I dated her entire time there, and I was ready to put a ring on her finger.
See?
At 26, 27.
You was one of them.
You
was one of them niggas that was.
We know what type of nigga he was.
I was definitely a nigga that was in a relationship.
But listen, it was just one of those situations where I say I think there's just this stigma that it's just the women that want love. It's just the women that want the ring, and we don't never talk about the dudes that. We have that baggage, right? Mm-hmm. We've been hurt. We've been played. There's things that we want out of certain relationships. Mm-hmm. And I just think those men they're never talked about, right? Everybody talks about the ain't shit ones that was running through Jones. When I know some females that was just kind of like, yeah, you only just go down and then, all right, next. You know what I'm saying? And I know some Johns just out here. I mean, this is from the 3 HBCUs that I've been to. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, I don't like the stigmas because we get so wrapped up in what's common because that's
what
the only
society
thing
says.
What society says, and that's all they post.
Mm-hmm.
But I know I may be the single one in the room, but it's just kind of like all of my friends from college are married.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So
from my experience, I have to say that I don't think that it's the same for every single man and every single woman. We're never going to get there.
Right.
However, I was a woman in my 20s who
was running through them.
Went to undergrad in a relationship, came out not in a relationship.
Trying to hit the street.
All that BS they said about save yourself, do this, be that girl, be a wife. No.
Don't work.
I was trying to have a good time.
Got me fucked up.
Okay?
Got me fucked up.
What? I would even dare to say I was a hot girl before hot girl even had a name behind it.
Got me fucked up.
First. And I don't feel like
there's a name behind it, but we won't say it on
what they call them, rollers. They're called a whole bunch of things.
Did you just call them rollers?
Rollers, like the girls who just roll through. Okay, anyway. So
what era are you from?
The fuck? Is this a roller derby? What the fuck?
A thought? A hoe?
I don't know. I mean,
tramp.
So I think that there is a difference between that we really we should do this now. For sure. Because I don't think women or men who were doing that in their 20s, you can call them hoes because what else are you supposed to be doing?
Technically, that's what you're
Like
but your 20s are supposed to be
like you're
for.
supposed to be doing
But
it.
there is
It's
a
not
group
even
of
just-
women that got caught up in the idea that if I don't do this now, I'm never going to be married. Like if I sleep with too many men, I'm going to be worthless. Those ideas are put into women at an early
sure.
age, and if you believe that, that's what you're taking into your adulthood.
I mean, just think about growing up. Like, I'm the oldest of 8, and I got 4 sisters. And with the dudes, I know my pops was just like, "Yo, get out there, my nigga." You know what I'm saying? And then with the girls, just kind of like, "Oh, every time." It's kind of like on Bad Boys when boy tried to take old boy to prom, and they grilled him,
right?
You know what I'm saying? But when it's the son, it's just like, "Yo, oh you." Now, it was cool back in the day if you was young and got an older woman.
There's so much
Now
emphasis it's emphasis on us being pure.
Because the concept of love and marriage is a
people don't know what love
really
it's a
and it's
different
tale
for everybody. But that's probably another
It's
question.
one of those things where it's like when you get something you think it's supposed to work. Like, think about the first time you met a girlfriend or a boyfriend. You had a girlfriend or a boyfriend. He was like, "No, I like her.
I like her a lot.
We're going to be together.
This
is how it's supposed to happen."
Else.
You don't think nothing else is going to happen. This shit is a fairy tale until the day this shit over and you sitting in a room thinking, how the fuck did I get here? And why am I playing Bow Wow out of my system on repeat for 30 hours?
I mean, we spend a lot of time.
The next thing you know, I'm playing like,
I'm
listen, I
triggered.
broke up
Sorry.
with a girl to Go On Girl. I put it on repeat. By
I love that song.
By
I
Neo?
loved it too, but at the time, like, I played on repeat. But I'll say this, man. Like, when I was in high school, I dated a girl from like my sophomore to my senior year, and then when I found out I was going to Tuskegee, I was like, "Oh, this ain't gonna work."
Got me fucked up.
I had did the tour, and I was from up north, so I was going where?
You hadn't seen these kind of girls down there.
It was built different. Listen, when I got to Tuskegee and I got on campus and I got to the calf, I literally stopped at the door, dropped my bags, and it was like a kid in a candy store. And I was like, "Ooh, piece of candy." Ooh, you know what I'm saying? So it was just kind of like, but I will say when I was in that atmosphere, and I'm not perfect. You know, I was trying to get it to know as many people as possible.
Supposed to.
But I will say, like, you know what I'm saying? I'll tell you the craziest shit I did, and this is probably the most grimy shit I did when it comes to this stuff. I was working at Bath and Body Works in Auburn.
Oh, you was a player.
No, shut up.
You had the plug.
Listen. So like
That 4 for 20, you knew the dates.
I'm gonna tell you some crazy shit, right? And this is like,
all the
ladies,
cucumber
I
melon.
promise I'm not like this. This was back in my young boy days. So like I was working in Auburn because there's nothing to work at it in Tuskegee but Piggly Wiggly and Church's Chicken.
Shout out to Soldier Boy.
You know, he was the first person to eat a piece of chicken from Church's.
Yeah.
But you know, I was working at Bath and Body Works, and I was like, "Don't put me in a stock room, put me in a store. Like, let me run the floor." You know, I'm like, "Hey, I'm this tall chocolate dude. Like, I can get your sales up." So, usually after the semi-annual sales, we usually have extra stuff in the back. And there was like 3 or 4 girls that I was interested in
That were working there?
And that were going to Tuskegee.
Okay.
And they all pretty much got Japanese cherry blossom for Christmas.
Wow. So sweet.
Yeah, until they all was in one room and they all smelled like Japanese cherry blossom.
I mean, but that's game, and that's strategic too, because
It's
if you
toxic.
hanging out
It's
with
toxic.
one, right?
It's toxic.
You hanging out with one and you smell like Japanese cherry blossom, and you go to the next one, they not going to know.
She doing it knowledge.
They not going to know.
Like, if you smell like Japanese
Right.
blossom, it's like you probably had that shirt on the last time we kicked it. I see where you went with that.
I feel like I got the same thing. But no, when I definitely got Japanese cherry blossom from a guy before, but
Yo, it was the scent.
I hated it. I didn't like it.
Like to this day, like if I smell it, like I'm a hit.
I mean,
I didn't like it.
Reds do look like a cucumber
do like-
melon.
But
Like
I
her.
did like cucumber melon and sweet pea.
Yeah, see?
I like sweet pea.
I see it.
But same
Toxic
experience.
ones like that one first.
Going in from high school, being in a relationship the entire time I was at high school,
Right.
to go into undergrad and seeing a selection of men that were interested in me. So I was like, damn, I'm fine, and I'm spending my time on somebody who's not even here. And there's mad dudes here, and they want to talk to me. So went on dates, had a great time, smoked a little bit. You know, it was great. But everybody doesn't get that experience.
No, that's facts.
And I feel like when you are, and this is how we get to where we are now, if you were a girl who didn't have this same experience as me, an opportunity to date around, talk to different men, see what you like, see what you don't like.
If you single, it's up.
You got your heart broken.
Yo.
And now, in the flip side, on the other side of your 20s, 25 and up, you are a scorned woman and you not really feeling what the guys have putting down because you were trying to wife somebody who wasn't ready to be in a relationship. So now you looking at all men, and women are a lot louder than men with their heartbreaks. They're a lot more in the open about being hurt.
But why is it like that?
And
when we do try and express ourselves, we are, oh, he's soft.
Beta.
Or, you know what I'm saying?
Beta simp.
You know,
Beta simp.
Now you a beta simp. You know what I'm saying? Or it's just kind of
trying
like,
to be vulnerable.
you know what I'm saying? And my thing is just like, what people have to understand is that like when you get your heart broken, that is a human emotion. Like I'm allowed to be mad. I'm allowed to feel some type of way. I'm allowed to play Trust Issues by Drake and sit on the floor. You know what I'm saying? With this shit. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? But it's just one of those things where it's just like, what women say, I need a man that's masculine and that's going to be my protector, but that doesn't take away from the fact that I still have these emotions, right? And
hit the button on that.
You know what I'm saying? And so when you start addressing that and just kind of say, don't you want a man that has a high emotional intelligence?
Thank you.
Don't you want a man that recognizes what he's been through? Like, because the first thing that I hear now is toxic and trauma and this. And have you done the work for yourself?
Listen to all the code words, the hot buzzwords.
Bruh.
Triggered, toxic.
Yo, it's a trend. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like at the end of the day, you with your girls in your group chat, or you with your fellas in your group chat, and then you going back home and you calling your one best friend at 2-3 o'clock in the morning, like, yo, like I really miss him. How could I have made miss that person? How could I make this work? Right. And so I just feel like when it comes to this stuff, and if this happened when we were younger, we wouldn't have these problems today. But there's just all this, I need him to do this. And does he emotionally know himself? Do you emotionally know yourself? And are you happy and know what you want? And when you in college, it's really hard to do that because it's so many options. And then look at it now in today's society with dating apps. It's really hard to date and find that person because we're always looking for the next best thing.
That's facts. Facts.
So that's my TED Talk for the moment.
That's facts.
I think the other piece to that is that, you know, you spoke a little bit about how men don't have that safe space to say things. Is whenever you are a man who wants to provide, who wants to take care of a woman, who is open to communication, wants to spend time, do the things, pays attention, listens, it's a red flag because you don't tote a gun and you don't cuss at her because that's what she's used to. And
you're going to still get choked in the proper vicinity.
Right.
You know
I'm sorry I don't get into a lot of choke outs because I know how to express myself and communicate. Yeah, I'm not choking everybody out because I don't know how to express myself.
Nah, plus,
so
that's for a safe space.
It's kind of like you guys.
I see what you did.
Did you guys see that whole trend that went around about men? What's your feminine trait?
That's
and
like pretty funny.
It was funny as hell. All the things that the men were saying, like I close the door with my hip, or like all of the things.
It's a lot of shit that men do that is considered feminine.
I pucker up my lips to put on my chapstick. Somebody said, what did he say?
Hey, don't get it twisted. When
what?
I enjoy listening to JT's part on Throat Baby. I like it.
JT's part.
I like her part. She's good. Like, it's a lot of things.
Somebody was like, I lay on my side and toot my butt back because I like to be the little spoon.
I mean, it's a lot of things that men do that can be considered feminine.
I mean,
but it's just shit that's like comfortable for us.
Listen, I'm a big ass dude, right? I'm 6'4", 305, you know what I'm saying? And I already know that
this nigga got Miami stats.
Listen, I can linebacker. I already know that I can console, you know what I'm saying? But yo, hold me. I had a long day. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm automatically the big spoon.
I like having a backpack on.
Hold me.
I love having a good backpack on, boy.
Yo, and then you scratching my back?
Right.
I'm over here. That's my foot.
I'm triggered.
But that's how we got to this space, though, is that the women are hurt. The men haven't had a chance to express themselves, and your voices get lost underneath of women. Because if you have a billion women saying men ain't shit, and men not really telling their stories about what they've been through with women because they don't want to seem like a simp or a
it's not even that. It's we don't get a chance to. Everybody has their side of a story.
So you guys aren't like, say if you were with a woman for a long time and you got cheated on, you don't feel like you would be able to take to Facebook and say, yo,
at some point somebody would come under the comments and go, what did you do? Like, this bitch left me. What did you do? Like, fam.
Nah, no cap.
Like,
That's
no,
facts.
nothing.
That's facts. Like,
I didn't do nothing.
I had a situation where I got cheated on, and to this day, the family of that person don't know. They do not know what happened. They just thought that I just left and X the situation, but that's your family, right? And to this day, like, you know, I'm not gonna say I hold a grudge against it, but if I never saw that person again, I'm good.
I'm holding a grudge.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm holding
but
a grudge.
it's just something. It's always like, what did the guy do?
I'm holding a grudge right now.
really?
I'm not doing
Why?
that.
I'm holding a grudge right now. Shorty moved out on me, and I ain't know. And all that furniture that was in the house, I know her and her mama ain't do it. I want to know the nigga that came and got it. I want to know. Because this don't make no sense.
Now you asking the right question.
See what?
Now you asking the right question.
Y'all
That's
did
right.
not. It took me and my dad to move half of this furniture. I know you and your mama didn't move the other half. Who is these niggas? They ain't got no brother. Who is these niggas that moved this furniture?
I'm here to ask you both. What did you do to deserve that? Because women don't.
Hey, look,
Low key. I almost was about to go in.
Look. To be
I was
honest,
about to go in.
I never knew. I never knew. Never knew what happened. She literally, I came home from work. Nigga had a job. Great, good job. Oh, shit.
Oh.
The bottles is popping. I'm
The
about to get
crystal is
emotional.
pop,
Hold
ladies
on,
and
wait.
gentlemen. The
I'm about to get
crystal is
emotional.
That wasn't gunshots. It was a pop of a bottle.
I literally came home and her stuff was gone. And as in the 20s, I saw a post today. In my 20s, I spent 2 years with this girl. Didn't work. I then spent another 2 years trying to fix what didn't work. I then spent another year and a half trying to figure out why this wasn't working. So now I look up 2, 4, 5.5 years. The whole time I didn't care about me.
Now, one thing
I didn't care about me.
Now, one thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna see them signs, and for that relationship, I will say, like, I didn't give myself a chance to heal from a previous relationship, and because I'm a relationship dude, right? So for me,
me too. I don't think we get enough credit for that either. It's a lot of niggas in the world who are relationship dudes, and it don't mean we out here hoeing or none of that, but we like to be in relationships.
Like, listen, I cook, and that's my favorite hobby.
I clean. I don't smell like onion rings.
But she says, but it's just one of those situations where it's just kind of like, I'm a relationship dude. So even with this pandemic, it was really hard for me. You know, like, I had cabin fever within the first week.
You were home by yourself?
I live on the Eastern Shore.
Oh my god,
it ain't nothing over there.
Yeah, I spent a year in school there.
Shout out my niggas in the Northeast.
Maryland Eastern Shore is outside of Crisfield. That's where my dad is from.
Look at you. It's like 30 minutes
Princess
from Ocean City.
Anne. It's very
Hey,
very
fam,
interesting.
start naming landmarks.
Okay,
Niggas
it's in the
know.
middle of nowhere. Think Baltimore.
City.
Oh, thank you. Fucking where the niggas was on the dirt bikes.
Baltimore is like 2.5 hours.
Exactly, but
You gotta name. You in the South. You gotta name landmarks. Niggas don't know.
Maryland Eastern Shore.
Nigga, Atlantic City, Delaware, Baltimore, something. Virginia.
You gotta drive an hour to get to the hair store.
You gotta put that in there somewhere.
Y'all can. I mean,
You niggas can look at a map.
I'm gonna drink my drink.
Google is free. So you spent a year. How long were you in the house by yourself?
I mean, so like, it was cool because I was doing my PhD, right? So
Yeah.
like, I was occupied by my papers, you know. But I'm a 150% extrovert. You know what I'm saying? So it's just kind of one of those things where it's like, if all I'm doing is I'm in the middle of nowhere, all I'm doing is papers, and I got to drive 2.5 hours in any direction just to have a social or dating life. And the dating life down there is terrible.
You are not able to get on the app and meet up with anybody.
I legit have to be like, I'm on the Eastern Shore, but like, I'm in DC. Or I'm in Philadelphia for a little razzle dazzle.
You could have said that the whole time.
I'm in San Diego. See this guy. You know what I'm
DC,
saying? But
Philly.
it's just one of those things where it's just kind of like, there are men that are ready to be in a relationship, but there's levels to it.
So, okay, I feel like we hear a lot. As a woman, my girlfriends always talk about all the things that they're looking for before they make somebody a boyfriend. What
Are they doing this without asking their friends' advice?
What do you mean?
So let's say, for instance, if you as a woman know what you want out of a man and what you're looking for, are you consulting anybody else to kind of reinforce your opinion?
Oh, I got it. I can say that.
We do a lot of helping each other figure out what's okay and what's not okay.
I think they do a lot of confirming. I think I know what I want, but if she says it's okay, that's what I'm going with. So I want a nigga with a lot of money. Yeah, girl, that's what you should get. You should get a nigga with a good job. Yeah. Like, I think they do a lot of confirming. They just have these list of things. If somebody says it's okay, I'm going with it.
So what are you guys looking for when you're dating and you're considering a woman?
I'm gonna tell you this off. Of course, I would love to be attracted to that person. Like when people be like, "Oh, attraction and beauty doesn't matter." It matters.
It matters a little bit.
In order to have that physical connection, I have to want that
at the beginning. Right? It only matters really at the beginning. Because we all gonna get old and fat, and we just gotta. It's gonna happen.
I mean, I don't know what your life plan is like. That's not right. But I'm gonna say this. But I'm gonna tell you one that's top tier for me is communication.
Yeah.
And I say that because I work with my profession and what I do for work. It's 80% travel, and then where I live is already 2.5 hours north, east, south, and west in any direction to even get to that person.
Nobody wants to live there.
So automatically, it's a distance relationship for me. So when I'm having this communication with you, are we laughing? I play all day. I work hard, but I play 10 times harder. You know what I'm saying? Can we talk shit? I love people watching. If I link, can we go to the city and just vibe out? Now, of course, I love to treat and cater, and I love that. I love the courting phase. But everybody can't get that. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, also, I'm doing this, but what am I getting out of it? What's being reciprocated? Mm-hmm. All I hear a lot today in the dating world, and I could be wrong, so don't shoot the messenger, but it's just always, I need a man to do this. And it's just kind of like, and even when we talk about that clip where it's like, the dude was like, well, what do you bring to the table? And a lot of women went crazy and was like, that's disrespectful. But there's so many things. I need a man that's strong. I need him to be the provider I need him to pay the bills. And I cook. I don't need you to cook. My house is already clean. I don't need you to clean.
I think it's funny.
And then I'm going to say this. I'm sorry.
Hey, my boy going crazy. Hold on. He going crazy.
And I'm going to say this, right? Because if we're single, if this is you, this is me, and we were single, and we live 2 separate lives, we have our own cribs, we are already taking care of ourselves. For me to do these things in a relationship and say, you know what, babe, when you get off work, dinner's ready. Your bath is run. I got your bath bombs in the tub ready for you that you like. I'm paying attention to those things because I feel valued in this space. I'm very attentive, but you're only going to get that if I'm communicating with you. You can't have all these demands. So me asking you what you bring to the table is not disrespectful.
Hey, bro. Hold on.
Go ahead, Meezy.
You setting the bar a little high for niggas that's already in relationship.
I'm just saying,
me and
bro.
E looking at you like, bro, will you relax?
But I've been single, so what do you think is been on my mind?
Be relaxed.
People really, in dating situations, you say you on your first date.
Okay.
Are you really coming to the first date saying, what do you bring to the table?
Or are you coming to the table saying, I can run your bath water for you?
No. I'm not saying that to discredit what you're saying. I'm saying that.
Y'all are wild. You see how they spin it?
I'm not.
You see how they spin it?
But I'm not. But that's what happens, bro. You set this bar. You set this bar extremely high.
No, but I'm just
saying,
like, you asked what do I want if I'm in that relationship. Now, if I'm dating and getting to know you, I want to know your triggers. I want to know those do's and don'ts.
Wait, so I was going somewhere else with this. Meezy is on another side.
I was thinking last week when you and Lex had a conversation about niggas asking the ladies to cook.
Right.
Like, you meet a girl from the jump and she start asking
that's
you.
Disrespectful.
She start asking you, what's up with my plate?
Can you build a house?
Can you do all this shit? What's up?
I think what we said earlier in the episode is true. If you going into a dating situation thinking about everything that somebody can provide for you and vice versa,
you're setting yourself up.
You're setting yourself up.
Exactly.
You're supposed to go into it.
That's not what I just said. That's not how I come into these situations.
Right, to get to know somebody. So there is never a time when you're coming to the table at Cheesecake Factory or wherever y'all bitches go out to eat on your first date, and you sitting at the table talk about
Japanese
food. So how much you make a year? You don't do that's not realistic.
That's nuts.
What's realistic is sitting down and getting to know the person that you're sitting across from the table from.
But people don't know how to get to know people.
The thing is, everybody has so many expectations and checking these boxes before you even get to the table to sit down and talk and get to know the person. Because outside of what you could provide, Meezy, you say this all the time, I'm a human.
Right.
And outside of everything that I could provide, on a day-to-day, we need to be together and we need to be able to function together.
To this day, I have no idea how much money Jazz make. I ain't never asked. She probably done told me. I ain't forgot.
Get there.
What I'm saying is, we've been together for 3 years. We've been living together for a year and a half. I don't know. I don't ask her because it ain't my business.
It is. It's gonna be your business.
Eventually, it's our business. But if we can keep this house together, we can keep the house. We can keep all the bills on, keep the lights on, keep the payments together. It don't give a fuck who make what.
All right. So let me ask you this. So you're in a relationship for 3 years. Y'all living together for a year. If you haven't talked about the finances piece, because today that's all you see in social media and everybody's idolizing celebrity relationships.
Bags.
Right? I mean,
what you can do for me.
Right.
Bags.
So like my thing is like, so for you, Meezy, it's just kind of like, all right, you don't know how much she makes. What about the relationship is keeping you here? And like, what about what are you getting out of this?
The money has never been a thing for me because I've never gave a fuck, because if you make a lot of money and I don't like you, I don't want to be around you. Like,
right.
Point blank, I don't want to be around you. So all of these extras that come with this, like, I just got a great opportunity that just came up.
What was that, Meezy?
You know what I'm saying? Taking a couple classes somewhere at NYU or something like that. You know about it. You know how that opportunity came about. She forwarded the email she got.
Love.
You know what I'm saying?
She sees where you want to go.
These ain't like the reason we not engaged and the reason we not married yet is just I financially can't do it yet. This a conversation I ain't even had with
and
her
can
yet.
Can we not downplay him saying that? And that goes back to that vulnerable piece, because it's just kind of like he wants to do that. And yes, she may make the money, but he recognizes this is who I want to be with. But she saw enough to support me to help me get there, because at the end of the day, this is who I'm going to be with.
Bro. And it wasn't, her pussy so bomb.
It was none of these things.
She can cook a meal, she clean, she don't smell like onion
none
rings.
of these things that we keep getting thrown into.
That the internet will have you thinking that you need, like, she a bad bitch 24/7.
Fitz said it. I come in the house. There are 1,000 inside jokes that we got. Right. We make up a new one every day.
We kiki every day.
I know exactly what I'm supposed to do, what I'm not supposed to do, but I still toe that line just because, as a nigga, you gonna toe the line. It's fun.
100%. I'm gonna tell you right now, if you're not someone that talks shit and don't keep me on my toes, I'm going to be...
Bro, I ain't watched TV.
I'm going to be uninterested.
I ain't watched TV on our TV in 2 weeks.
If you let the internet tell it, women who are demanding what is it? Like, you want to be a leader, you want to lead the house, women who are bossy, they don't need no man because they're going to run the man over. No, we not.
I don't.
For the right man...
I hate that stuff.
I hate that stuff.
For the right man, we are exactly what they need.
I'm gonna tell you something. There's nothing more attractive when we look at how society has, and we're looking at. So for me, I work in the ag industry, right? And all I know that the people that are leaders are women, and they're black women. Right. And so for me as a man, I'm empowered to be in a space where this is what is attractive. A woman that has her own, she's independent, she can take care of herself and do for herself. But that femininity that she has, she will let you as the man take that lead. But you have to give her something that's worth. You have to give her something to follow.
We said that last week.
And then she has to give him she has to give him a reason to lead.
And I think that's why they get to their 30s, because they spend all their 20s fucking working, trying to be better, so they can be advanced in all these places. Yes.
I'm gonna tell you something that gets thrown out a lot. Everybody's like, oh my gosh, I need a man that's equally yoked. People have to understand that equally yoked concept is not just spiritual. Bro. Right? Are your values, your morals, do these things align and coincide with each other?
Right.
Because at the end of the day, let's say for instance, celibacy, right? There's this thing where it's like women, like they've had a bad dating history and they'll be like, you know what, I'm celibate. Meet this guy, he's a great guy.
I'm selling it.
You know,
I'm waiting for somebody to
meet this great guy, and then they's like, you know what? I'll stop being celibate for you. That's unattractive to me, because first off, if you've never had sex, you're celibate, right? These born again celibacy, like, and this is no shade to the women that have lived this life.
It's shade, but whatever.
It is. But okay. I'm just going to say this. It's just kind of like, if you are willing to break that, and I'm being supportive of you pursuing that, and you're thinking that this is just what I want, that's unattractive to me, because this is something that you've been doing for 2-3 years. And I'm saying, hey, I understand it because you give me more than just the physical.
It's not you. This is you're giving me a representative. You're the representative who is unpeer. Like, I'm peer. I haven't been doing this for the last couple of years,
bro.
And a part of me is like, yeah, you can make me come out of this, but like, fam, be who you are.
And I'm gonna tell you something.
I like you for you.
And I know some men and women that have gone through these spaces and said, hey, listen, straight up, like, I don't want the sex primarily because if all we're doing is having sex and we don't got nothing else to talk about, and I'm a year in,
right?
I'm good off.
It's
you.
Thank God I found Jazz.
You know,
I
listen,
was lost.
Especially when you're single and you have, like, when you get into that space of a relationship with somebody where you just link to have sex, it's so hard to come out of that and turn that into a relationship. Because for 2 years,
this all we do.
For 2 years,
all I'm doing is clapping cheeks. We might have a grilled cheese sandwich together.
Oh, it's your birthday today? Oh, damn, that's crazy. Happy birthday.
Hey, look, we'll even spend a weekend together doing birthday shit, but on Monday, when your birthday over,
you be blessed.
Bitch, I don't even know what you do for a living, but what I do know is that...
Hey, relax. I'm triggered.
But that's the thing, right? And so that goes into, and I know we got these things, but I want to just say this, right? There's this thing where it's just kind of like people say, tell me the truth and I'll be okay with it. And it's just kind of like, there's women's like, well, if you just want to fuck, just say that.
Nobody ever gets that.
If you just want, you know what I'm saying? And so my thing is just kind of like, don't say and ask for things that you don't want. You know what I'm saying? Because there are men that are working, that are doing these things that are like, yo.
The niggas that just want to fuck are the niggas you keep ignoring in them DMs. And you know that.
And fellas, there are women that just want to fuck. So, like, when I saw that video of the dude that went in, like, in the restaurant, whatever.
He was wilding.
He was wilding because he got rejected. Like, y'all are goofballs and y'all are simps.
Those niggas is weird.
Y'all are different.
Those niggas
but it's just
weird.
one of those things where it's just kind of like, men or women, we're adults. And people be walking around like, oh my God, like, I don't want to tell you that. Like, yo, you got a nice ass body and I'm trying to take it to Pound Town.
First round.
And it's some women
one-way trip.
It's some women that's just kind of like, yo, man, I'm trying to get you drunk and slut you out. I got my Nike shorts on. I got my Nike shorts on for you right now.
Heard you. What time?
Hey, on the low. I never thought about that.
I fuck with a woman that's going to tell me straight up.
Shorty in that video.
Slut me out, queen.
Has not been wilding.
Which video?
You know the shorty that's been called, nigga, you and your little tank top, gold chain, thigh shorts. She has not been wilding. She's literally like, listen, this is what I'm on this summer. And the niggas that's with it, when I catch you, what's up? I always thought like, this is a funny video. But then I'm thinking, no, she's been just being honest.
So
this is what happens.
Is it that we have separate love timelines, or is it that people just have different needs for different spaces?
It's separate timelines only because of we need separate needs for separate reasons. When I spent my 20s, I spent the first half of my 20s in a relationship. I spent the second half of my 20s trying to wild out, be my whole face, I guess. That's what they just like to call it.
Everybody deserves it.
Everything has to happen.
It's a nasty name, but it's whatever.
You were dating.
It is what it is.
I wasn't even single. I can do what the fuck I want.
Right.
I was, yeah.
Finding yourself. I like that better.
I was looking through options.
That's the bougie way to say it.
I was looking for options.
Finding yourself.
I was trying to see what I liked and what I didn't like. That's what I was doing.
Together.
You know, when they give you a list, I was looking to see what I liked and what I didn't like. I was window shopping. Ooh, good one. And I realized, like, you know what I'm saying? The first half of my 20s was like, okay, these two relationships that I had that lasted a really long time, I understand what went wrong. I understand where my faults were,
right,
why they were my faults, and how I can fix this. And then in the later half of my 20s, I was like, I ain't really got to worry about them no more. Let me do this till I find somebody who make me want to go back to that and relive. Okay, I was doing this wrong. I did that wrong. I didn't communicate. I didn't open up. I didn't talk. I was very selfish. Still a selfish guy, still working on me. I almost stole from Chipotle last week. He's still working on me.
You should have stole.
I should have stole from Chipotle.
But I mean, I think with the timelines, there are valid, right? And I think like, so for instance, and I could talk about myself because like for me personally, like divorces are a generational curse for me.
Yeah.
So I grew up thinking like, yo, I gotta make these relationships work, treating a relationship like a marriage. And I don't know what a marriage is because I've never been married. Right. And then I'm so focused on trying to not be like my parents or the people in my family that I'm staying in situations that I shouldn't stay in. You know what I'm saying? And so now when I'm thinking about my personal timeline, I'm realizing now at 32 that I was chasing dreams that I wasn't ready for. And with the way my lifestyle is now, if I had a kid right now, it would, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm pretty much on a cross country tour right now. You know what I'm saying? And for
your kids probably would hate you.
Like, and I love relationships. I love the idea of love, but I also recognize that I'm not in a space right now to cultivate that, because at the end of the day, women say they want time, but there's more that comes with that time. My love language is quality time and physical touch.
Look at this, man.
And it's all this guy. I'm not setting the bar. I promise.
You're setting the bar.
No, but knowing your love language is a step.
And I feel like I'm all of them, but I recognize that I need that. And so if I can't give that to somebody, I feel like I can't give you my full self. So therefore, I'm not even about to sell you this dream.
Right. Now,
it took me a while to learn that. And I definitely may have broke a heart or two. You know what I'm saying? Because we can't talk about the good without talking about the bad, because I'm not one without fault. But I do think timelines are a thing. Like a life goal of mine is to be a father.
Right.
But I want to be a husband before I'm a father.
Hey, turn my mic off. I don't even got to talk no more.
I look at it.
Just go ahead and turn it off, because this man here spitting bars.
Exactly.
Turn my mic off. I don't even got to say nothing no more.
Exactly.
Nah, leave my guy on, man.
We get the song of the week. You already know.
Nah, man, leave my guy on, man.
I think looking at the topic from the lenses of like timelines for each gender,
right.
I think timelines are a thing.
Yes.
But I think what's so different about where we are now as a society is before our generation, it wasn't normal for women to explore themselves in the way that we are exploring ourselves now.
Right.
So now it looks as if it's a thing that just started happening and women are scorned and they're doing it because it's about men. Because women can never do anything that doesn't involve you doing it for your husband, you doing it for your child. No, I'm doing this because it feels good and I'm having fun.
There's always a caveat.
Right? So it's like women don't ever get the chance to do anything for themselves. So when we are taking time to spend our summer being a hot girl summer or icy girl or whatever girl, it's looked at as, dang, somebody must have broke her heart, or dang, she just can't find a man. And it's like, no, this is what people do.
Right.
So I do think there is, because growing up, I said, girls have that standard set on them that you want to be pure, you want to be a wife, you want to have kids. But as we got older, we realized that before I do that, I want to explore myself, because once I get into that position, I'm no longer looking out for myself. I have to look out for my husband, my kids, etc.
So here's my question. When did the switch flip for you?
For me?
Because you guys were on the tail end of 20s, about to approach 30s.
Who, me and E on 25?
For you to say yes, that means you are ready to take on whatever this role accommodates.
Yeah.
So when is it that you knew or you felt like, this is it, I'm here now, this hot girl I've been living and being like, I'm good. Like, he's here, whatever.
So I will say, from my perspective, growing up, my parents got a divorce at an early age. So I got all the backlash from my mom talking about my dad. And I knew that I didn't want to be that girl married in your 20s. Nah, where the fun in that? Because she got married to my dad when she was like 20, early 20s, missed out on a lot of shit. And she never let me forget that that's how she spent her time. So growing up, I was like, dang, daddy could do X, Y, and Z, but he telling me I can't do X, Y, and Z. Nah, not gonna work like that. No. So I had the chance to explore the things that I like, the things that I don't like. The streets got very hot. And, it's like, this is fun, but I'm ready for something.
Nah,
and to be honest, when it did come around, I wasn't ready, but I realized that I needed to work on myself.
Hey, y'all can't see E, but this nigga was like, I've never heard this before, and you saying something.
He was like, I never knew.
No, but I wasn't ready. And so it was like, dang, this nigga coming in hot. let me slow this down. He was coming in hot, like, yo, we good, we doing it. He was coming in hot. He wanted to be my boyfriend. So I had to slow it down.
Shit, King. Talk your
a
shit.
little bit. And
There's a whole mic right there. You can use it.
And do it at my own speed. So you asked when it came around is when the feeling was right. Like, am I willing to let my guard down to let this person be a part of my life?
And that's right.
Does this person complement the things that I want to do? Is this person open, honest, trustworthy? Does he have ambition? Because that's a real question.
It is.
When you're looking at the people in your circle, it's real shit when they say you are as good as the 5 people around you.
That's 150%.
Like, if I'm in a room full of bozos and I'm the top dog in the room, like, I don't want to be there. I don't want to be able to talk about all my accomplishments. What are you doing?
Right.
And how can it inspire me to get to your level? I hang around all bad bitches. Every bitch that I know, bad bitch. Doing stuff, independent, on her own, doing her money, whatever, got a husband, bad bitch, bad wife, bad friend, like, all of that. So it's just like, when you see a man, you know that he's able to complement your life. You look at him and you're like, I'm willing to sacrifice my body for a baby.
Listen. You don't
My wallet for a wedding.
You tried to mumble that. Like,
I'ma shoot the club.
there's a whole bunch of women out here that's not willing. Yeah, they're not willing.
You said something very key there, and I really hope that fellas really picked up on that game, which is kind of like, you made me get to a point where I was able to let my guard down, and now I even think that now I want a kid, right? Because
right.
I think this is, and fellas, I'm about to give you some game. I'm not a relationship guru, but I'm gonna say this. I grew up, my parents, me and my twin brother were the oldest. My parents knew right out the gate, they were not going to be together, out the gate. But so I grew up in a single father household and a single mother household before they found their significant others. And so growing up, I saw the good in men, the good in women, the bad in men, the bad in women, And so as I've gotten to this point now, I've understood that for me, I want a black woman, right? And then I recognize what black women go through between they're more susceptible to breast cancer, ovarian cancer in some aspects,
high blood pressure,
and then, when they go through these situations, they have to pray and hope that they have black consuls, in those spaces. And so for me, I recognize that a black woman is already going to be beat down from her own race, from other black women, from other women in general, in whatever workspace that she's in. And so for my thing, it's when if I'm recognizing that, and this is who I want to spend my life with, my goal for me personally, because of what I've been through, which is why now I feel like that's why I'm not in a relationship, because I want to know those foods that you want to eat, that you need when you're on your period. You know what I'm saying? I don't mind going to the store and how can I make your life easier? Because I know when you leave this house, and if I got a bad John, I know niggas is going to be looking at you, because I know how I was looking at you. But when you're out, I'm not thinking about that shit. I'm thinking about, that's my woman. I know what she looks like when she comes home. I'm not talking about, so who hit on you today? who said this? I'm talking about, hey, I got off work, you're home. All right, let's vibe out. The drink's poured up. You know what I'm saying? How we can get active. And so how can we both be at peace in these spaces?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And
be each other's peace, because as black people, we know what the world is giving.
We already getting that when we walk out
our home should always be our safe space.
Right.
Always. And when I look at you, when I look at my woman, whoever that may be, I want to feel like I'm not thinking about anything else. Now, I would love for her to have things outside of our relationship.
Hey, you gotta say that part. That is very key.
I don't ever want to be your end all be all. Please, I'm a very social, active person.
Yeah.
And I will always respect my relationship, but I need you to have your own circle.
When I met you, you had friends.
Please.
Where are they?
What happened?
When these dudes be like, oh, you can't talk to so-and-so. And let's normalize having friends of the opposite sex.
Please.
Because not everybody is trying to fuck your significant other. Now, there's some trifling people out there, but also, whoever you are, if you have those friends, make sure that you let your significant other that you have these friends. Like, because if you don't let them know,
and they're found out randomly that
now,
you got this homegirl from out of the
blue.
blue.
You know her?
Right.
There's no way I'm hugging a John
and
in public.
And the second part of this is, listen.
He about to give you a bar.
It's a bar.
It's a bar.
I know how cool it is to do things
Oh, hold it.
with your significant other. But sometimes one of us is going to have to do this thing alone. If our thing is to go to baseball games on a Friday afternoon and you got a prior endeavor that you can't miss, I might have to do this by myself, and it's not a predicate of our relationship.
It's not a bad thing.
It's not a bad thing.
Or if I want to do something without you, doesn't mean that I've lost interest in you.
Let's go.
For whatever reason, we have this habit of automatically. I'm an optimist to a fault. I see the good out of any situation, and for whatever reason, historically and statistically, we always go to the negative. Oh my God, he's not responding to my text. What's he doing? Who he with? Where he at? Whole time, I might have been like, you know what? I had a long day. I didn't see my phone. I'm out here getting something for you because I miss you and I haven't talked to you all day.
I'm gonna give y'all a cheat code right now.
Oh, shit.
If you looking for love, unfollow Niggas Be Broke Okay page on Instagram.
Oh yeah, that page funny and toxic.
Unfollow Justin LaBoy.
And Justin.
Yo, people look at him like he's gospel.
Unfollow
and all
them
he doing is
pages.
reposting tweets.
Stealing nigga shit.
Unfollow it.
Let's keep it a cut.
And then the other thing is, if you have a significant other and you have a friend of the opposite sex, let your significant other know if you've slept with them before.
That's
Let them know. Come on, that's
a bar.
dirty. That's a dirty game to play. Don't do let them know. We slept together. It didn't work. This is my friend now.
I ain't gonna hold you. The other day, I just found out a moment of clarity. Jazz thought I slept with somebody I didn't. And I had to hurry up and say, nah, you got this fucked up. That's not what I did. We just cool. Like, you need to do these things,
For
people. Sure. Like, you need to do this.
No, and my thing is just like, yo, I tell people this, right? I always feel like there's your person is out there, right? But my thing is just like, when you find someone that genuinely, because we have these standards, right? We have these boxes we want to check. We have these timelines we want to
By 30.
By 30.
Oh, listen, guys.
I'm gonna tell you straight up.
You about to tell them about 30? Because somebody needed to tell them about 30.
30 is a lie.
Tell them about 30.
30 is cap.
30
Listen.
is Cappington.
At 19, you be like, yeah, by 30, I want to be a millionaire.
That's because that shit looks so far away. You 19?
Yo,
fucking 11 years from now look like that shit as far as shit.
If you just do the math, like 4 years prior to 19, that 30 is half your life, right? It's like, double what you were.
It seems far as shit.
But after my 20s were a blur. And now I'm in my 30s now, and I'm somebody who, and I tell you straight up, one of my life goals was to get my Ph.D. by the time I'm 33. I'm on track, and I took 4 years off. But I cannot wait to be a husband and a father, and I want to travel with my wife, and I want to be me and somebody's fine-ass daughter. You know what I'm saying? I want all that shit. Let's be fucking cute as hell and have a Pinterest page and be so, you know what I'm saying? But to get to that point, it's levels to it.
This nigga just want to be on the real world so bad.
Right.
Nah,
real
I'm
world
good.
challenge. Real
right, so
travel the world.
This will be a great casting interview, right?
For the listeners of Textually Active, he's my friend. And if you want access to him, I take 20, 40, and
we're doing a paywall.
Cash apps.
Are you pimping me off?
Oh,
no, he's putting you behind a paywall.
Yes. I monetize. I'm producing this.
Look. Niggas ain't never said that before. When you slide in DMs looking for ad names, looking for friends, I'm not pimping you out. I'm putting you behind a paywall. They deserve to pay to get to you.
To pay for this content.
And you know, I'm going to break you off, though. You know what I'm saying? Look.
I just think, like you said, somebody told me when I was I just turned 21. She's like, your 20s are for fucking up. Your 30s are for fixing the things that you fucked up in your 20s. And your 40s are to enjoy like whatever you have going on. So with that, going into my 20s, I wasn't beating myself up when at certain ages I wasn't meeting the standard for what society set for me. Like at 23, you supposed to be out your parents' house, living on your own, doing XYZ. It's like
I hate that concept.
Right.
Shout out Jazz.
You know what I'm saying? Like I hate that concept, and I don't mean to cut you off, but it's just kind of like who set these benchmarks? Because it's just kind of like I know so many friends from high school that don't look like we went to high school together. You know what I'm saying? And they got 4 or 5 kids, and they on marriage number 2, and they're not happy because they were trying to get the White House with the picket fence. You know what I'm saying? And my thing is, it's like we live in a society, one that's moving at such a fast pace where we traditionally don't want to be working for somebody. Now, if you are that person, fine. But it's just kind of like what we want out of relationships and life for ourselves looks totally different. Mm-hmm. We were condemned for bouncing from job to job. We're condemned for being single and dating. As if I haven't talked about exclusivity, I can do what the fuck I want. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And my thing is like, until y'all start thinking about that shit, you'll never be happy because y'all are trying to lock in and dudes trying to tell a chick that she can't do what she want, but you not giving her a reason to stay.
Bruh,
or if you got options.
I can't be happy in a relationship with you if I'm not happy with myself. In order for me to be happy with myself, I have to do the things that make me happy. If my goal is to work for a Fortune 500 company and then I meet you,
do that.
Bet. Hey. But I'm happy in where I don't ever want to meet a man and say, I didn't get to do this because he stepped in and now it's resentment.
That's
like,
crazy.
Make yourself happy
that
first.
You said
and people have kids out of resentment, but we're gonna talk
That's
about
crazy because I was sitting here thinking like, bro, the regrets that I have is that I didn't do what I probably should have did in my 20s. But now at 30, I'm sitting here like,
I can do it.
I can still do it. And the reason I didn't do it was in my 20s, I didn't know what the fuck I wanted to do.
And that's okay.
And then early in my 20s, I was in college.
Like, I didn't know what the fuck I wanted to do. Like now.
And that's what we don't talk about, right? Yeah. We was in our 20s. In our 20s, most of us, like, some of us went from undergrad straight to grad school.
Some of us got kicked out of our house
if
we didn't go to college or go to work.
Some of us was just getting fired from job after job.
But just think about this. In our 20s, they're telling us to do these things, and nobody was teaching us about the financial things to do these things.
Right.
So we're just trying to go through life with false hopes. And we get in these spaces.
Telling myself at 19, I just failed out of college. But then once I get this job, get this car, I'm going to go back to school. And then you look up, you 25, thinking about going back to college.
Listen, I'm going to tell you, if this is anybody, life happens, right? And
like, fuck.
Like, if you were the person that got your Ph.D. by 26, congratulations. If you got your happy marriage and kids by 25, congratulations. Anomaly. If by 30, 32, you finally found love, your perfect dream job, congratulations. But understand this, there's a time for every season. Everybody's situation is not going to be yours. Stop idolizing other people and mind your damn business. Like,
that's
you know
the
what
one.
I'm saying? Like,
say that again.
Mind your damn motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Because it's just like one of those things where it's like, yo, like, people get so wrapped up in what other people are doing, and then they don't know, like you said, Rez, like, I have to be happy with myself. Right. That self-worth, that self-appreciation is everything. And men and women, you need to do that work on yourself.
Bruh, the relationship is not going to make you happy.
It's not.
You're not happy.
And guess what? And I don't know, this is going to hurt somebody's feelings, but having that kid together ain't gonna make the relationship last.
Hater.
And stop acting like y'all don't know how babies are made. Mm-hmm. But let's
gonna hate.
We talk about love. Like, you know what I'm saying?
We talk about love, but with love come a lot of hate.
Nah,
and
no
with
cap.
timelines. The thing about the love timeline is that we're all doing our work, right? And love is gonna come, but
for sure,
work on yourself first. And on that note, let's go ahead and take a break and come back with our final thought. And we're back. So for our final thoughts, I want to touch on something that we didn't get a chance to talk about throughout the episode. And it's kind of a buzzword, if you will. But the word is compromise. And what it means to compromise for each of us in this room. Because I'm sure when you meet somebody, they're not going to check every single box. So what does it mean to compromise for you?
Go ahead. You got it.
Compromising for me, man, it's just, I don't ever want someone to feel like they have to give up things that they're passionate about for me. Bingo. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think it's very important for people to understand that we have two separate lives that we're trying to integrate with one another. Right. And I want to be able to support you as much as I can. And I want you to be able to support me as much as you can in the capacity that you can. It's not, if you can do that, if it's monetary, cool. If it's physically being there, cool. If it's just sitting there and listening to my ideas, cool. You know what I'm saying? But I don't feel like anyone should ever have to give up things that they truly are passionate about just to make your relationship work. Compromise is, all right, like, hey, if I'm in a position where my job can literally take me anywhere, then I don't mind going wherever you need to be. You know what I'm saying? Because for some people, I recognize that you might not be able to move away from your family, right? And I recognize that my entire life has been being on the road and on airplanes. So I can make that accommodation for the right person.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And as long as we communicate and have these conversations, it can work. But if we're not communicating and talking about what we need personally to make ourselves happy, and I have to guess, it's not going to work because I'm not a mind reader.
Right.
I'm not a psychic. And I already have so much going on in my daily life that I shouldn't come home or have to be thinking. I shouldn't have to think what I have to say to you.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So that's my thing. Like, you shouldn't have to sacrifice what you're passionate about. And all you have to do is communicate authentically and be honest.
Right.
Don't tell me what you think I want to hear.
Exactly.
Because I'm going to read through the bullshit.
Who?
So that's a bar too. So
Compromise is not you get your way. Let's say that.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I've watched 1,000 episodes of 1,000 rap videos on YouTube, and the compromise is you watch 3 of them. Now it's your turn. It's not a compromise. Like, you've watched 1,000 videos, so now it's your turn. No. There's the things that happen. Let's talk about this.
Right.
I think compromise has to be an understanding of a person. Fam, I wake up at noon. Jazz has been up since 8:30. Whatever the TV on when I get in there, I gotta just deal with it because it ain't my place to be like, all right, you've been watching this all day. It's my turn to come in and change.
pass me the remote. You ain't even brush your teeth yet.
That's not how this works. It's not how it works.
Right.
It's just knowing, like, bro. Even and this is a conversation that you said earlier, but it gets lost a lot of times. And because it always has this negative connotation on it. Because when people say, I didn't ask you for something, isn't disrespectful.
Talk heavy.
What I'm saying to you is, I knew in my heart I could make a way.
Talk your shit.
And what you gave to me, I'm very appreciative of. I'm very grateful of.
Talk your shit.
But I was going to make a way somehow. And it's not a knock on you.
That's just how I'm built.
That's just how I am. And I know we supposed to get out of because personalities change and you grow and you mature and you change.
Right.
And how I am usually becomes how I was.
Not okay.
And I've been listening to a lot of Ferdy. Listen to my talk. It's some shit that's like,
He's spitting right now.
listen, this is where I'm at a point. Like, fam, I didn't need this support the way you want to give it to it. And just because I don't need it don't mean I'm not grateful. How you support me ain't the way I need to be supported right now. I love it and I appreciate it. And it's in the future, it's probably going to come back around and I need it that way. But right now, this is not what it is. And compromise is just understanding that's how your partner is and that's how they need to love. You compromise. Compromise just means eventually right now is how it is today. But tomorrow, this shit might change. If I like sour cream and onion chips today because this is all we got, I had to compromise.
Right.
But tomorrow, if we got 16 bags of chips in the kitchen, if I go in there and pick Doritos, I like Doritos.
Bruh.
But you know what you just said? You said I communicated what was working and what wasn't.
Whoa, that was gonna be mine.
Hold on.
I got
Compromise
bars.
requires conversation.
Let's go.
You have to communicate
Salute.
to compromise. Another thing about compromise is not just going to be one compromise.
Get
Not
it.
at
You're
all.
going to have to compromise every day.
Talk
Like
it.
going to the grocery store,
sure.
picking out things that you want to buy for the house. Bruh, we moved into a new apartment. I can't say, this is the couch I want and we get that couch. I have to say, this is the couch I want. Which couch do you want? And where can we meet together?
Hey, talk about your gym schedule. I can't go to the gym today because you might want to go with me.
Bro, somebody gotta wash the dishes.
Let's talk.
Somebody gotta wash the dishes.
Easy said he wake up at 12.
But-
if you working out at 6, that's a dub.
not doing
That's
it.
like you. That's something you had to do by yourself. Thank God you thought of me in the time. Like maybe he want to go with me, but
If you
I
could push
didn't.
it till 2, I got you.
Do your thing.
Compromise is about communication, and it's not just one thing that happens when you start the relationship. It's something that you're
sure.
constantly going to have to do. And on that note,
Before we get out, I do want to say, we spent all this time talking about age and shit. Like, fam, if you find a 21-year-old and you in your 40s, she legal. Hey, do your thing. If this is what she want, go for it. If y'all are both consenting adults, and
I'm
y'all
good. I work
wanna
with
do
college
this,
students, so I'm that's
like do your thing, because we are setting these benchmarks.
Don't use me as the benchmark.
You're not a benchmark at all. You've literally got past you told chicks that you run bathwaters.
that's their fight. When Love in the Club comes on, when Love in the Club comes on and she's sitting there because she don't know this song, that's y'all argument that y'all have to have. You have to teach her Stevie Wonder. She don't know who Stevie Wonder is. We're not doing that.
If you're not gonna sing along,
I can't do that.
What I'm saying
that's their battle, because that age is the same thing like culture.
Exactly.
Same
so
fight.
Mind your business.
nah.
Let people enjoy their lives.
I don't care that much. I don't listen. We was on TikTok.
Mind your business.
I know exactly what you were talking about. We were on TikTok. Not on TikTok, on Twitter. Saw the tweet where you talk about, and it was the 40-year-old man and the 21-year-old girl. You know what me and he did? We played the game together.
The whole time.
Listen, we played the game together. We wasn't sitting there like, dang, he for us. That's his damn business.
Mind your fucking business. Let people be happy no matter what age they are.
Because some of y'all in a relationship with somebody your age and you're not happy. And you still getting
If you
cheated
want to
on.
be 20 in a marriage and the only person that's really to settle down and be married with you is a 40, go for it.
And I got this. And then you'd be like, oh, well, that's why I only date older people. They be just as worse.
If you're 40,
if you 45, 50 and you don't know what you
throw
want
in
out of
some
life
experience. You thought the fuckboys at 20 were bad. Wait till you get a 40-year-old fuckboy. He got experience.
The 40 he done had some
trained.
things. His kids older than
them 40, 50-year-old women are different.
They trained to go. They know all the games. They experienced it. They played it.
Yeah.
Imagine getting into a game of spades with somebody who's a newcomer, somebody who's been playing spades their whole life. You're getting your ass whooped. And on that note, let's give you something to play spades to. You are now tuned in.
You are now tuned in.
Fucked up. That's means you left.
You so trying to.
I'm sorry.
Do it.
I'm good with
I'm back.
segueing into it.
I'm
just
back.
don't.
Yeah, I'm back.
Now I'm saying my ad libs. You're now okay. You got it.
Back.
Okay.
I'm back.
That champagne hitting.
Yeah, look, I'm back.
It's lit.
You are now tuned in.
You are now tuned in.
You're now tuned in to WMEZ. This week, I'm gonna keep it local. Friend of the show. We're gonna play LoveAhji.
Oh, yeah, she did drop.
We got Shine. So here on WMEZ, we're gonna play Ahji, Shine here on WMEZ.
Textually active.
All right, let's jump into our meme of the week. This week, pull out your meme, something that you saw on the timeline that you relate to, that you had to share with the people. Who want to go first?
I got you. Fitz, you said something earlier about how you be on the phone with you in the chat with your friends, but then you get on the phone with your best friend.
Right.
And I just want to let y'all know, when you said that, I thought I was a bad friend because I don't get on phone calls with my bad friend. But then I saw this meme and I realized, sorry I missed your call 95% of the time. The calls I get from robots trying to steal my credit card information. So this entire method of conversation dead to me now. I don't know it.
Hey, yo.
All I get is account services calling, scam likely, scam risk. I don't really know no more. When you call my phone, I'm sorry. I apologize.
Fitz, what you got?
So this is actually something that I had, I found like I had posted last night when I was out in DC. And so Reg, you had mentioned something about like, self-care and taking care of yourself. And like, I know women love when men get fresh haircuts. And someone was like, well, what's the equivalent? Like, what do men love that women do? And like, for me, it's like when y'all get that fresh set coupled with the white toes.
Oh, the white toes.
What's the slogan is?
White toes get chose.
Hey, listen.
Feet get ski.
Listen, this is hashtag no fetish, but when a woman has a fresh manicure hand and them toes is right, and like when she grabbed the back of your head,
I don't ever see it, but yeah,
nah,
it's lit.
but I know they there.
It's lit. I know it's lit.
You know, the back scratches.
Ooh,
Ladies ain't pay attention.
what they call them? Dick grippers. That's
When y'all be posting a picture like that,
that's what they call them.
y'all be like, they be like, I
them
just
dick
got my.
grippers.
Bruh, listen, why are you calling
They be trying to grab their steering wheel.
Why are women so much? They choose violence. Men have never said, "Hey, girl, I like your dick grippers."
Let me see that French manicure with the white toes.
Absolutely.
Women are violent.
What would you like to eat, sweetie?
It's
they pay
always
attention.
seafood in a bag.
It matters when you get your nails done. You just gotta throw a little polish on them. Sometimes they like them.
No,
long,
don't just throw a
sometimes they
little.
like 'em
I
short.
need it to be fresh.
You need to-
Oh,
Do you want me to? Do you just want me to have a little haircut?
It don't have to be fresh all the time. Just fix that chip polish you got.
Okay.
Please. Don't have the Band-Aid on that one finger. Get that fixed.
No,
Hey man, when that Jameson start hitting, we love the chip.
they all look good.
Yeah, it all look the same. That Band-Aid just skin color.
Okay, so this is
What? What? Yo, you a nasty nigga. Your Band-Aid look the same. I see why money not an issue.
all right. So I've been trying to find a meme, but obviously I let you all go on too long. My meme is going to be: stop apologizing for wanting to be around people who reciprocate your dope energy, high levels of support, love, etc., and not wanting to be around soul sapping leeches. The desire and need to only sit at tables where everyone is well fed ain't nothing for you to be sorry about, girl. So if somebody is draining your energy, don't hesitate to cut them off and live your best life.
Big
like
facts.
I said.
Big facts.
You want to be in a circle with people who elevate you with the coil of, I'm only doing things that's going to make me elevate. That's what you want. She was talking real shit.
Hey,
Her voice kind of, the message got
what-
distorted.
Do
but
it again.
Want to be around people that make me elevate. That
she
whisper
grinds my
gas.
gears,
Yeah,
man.
it's nice though. It's a real message in the song when you get past it.
Yeah, they could give me a different message.
The only thing I've ever hated about that song was she was talking shit about her daddy, and we know who her dad is.
That's funny. Shots fired. Anyway, thank you all for listening to another episode of Textually Active. We drop new episodes every Tuesday. Thank you, Fitz, for being here. Do you want to let the people know where they can find you?
Yeah, I'm on.
DM Eric for info.
Yeah. Please go through my agent,
No.
Eric. EA, my
Gotta
producer.
go through the Patreon.
But nah, my
Pay a
IG is
tier.
Dr. Fitz _loading. You can find me on there. I'm pretty active on social media. That's the best way to kind of connect with me. And yeah,
Absolutely. So thank you for being here. We really
Thank you for having me. I
appreciate
love coming to
all the gems that you drop. I know our listeners are gonna love it.
I hope so.
That was truly a treat.
I hope I don't come off as a beta simp.
No, I mean that's what they said in the comments on YouTube, but I don't know. You gotta ignore the hate.
I know, we're not worried about 'em.
Stuff ain't enough to return the energy.
They're not gonna pull up on me in person, so
It sure ain't. But you could keep up with Textually Active on all of our social media pages. You know where to find them. The link is in the bio. Yeah. We'll be back next Tuesday. Goodbye.
As always, whole lot of gang shit.
you dig.
Got to see it through, my boy.
Got to see it
Got to
through,
see
my
it
boy.
Thank you for listening to the Textually Active podcast. This podcast is a full-service production from the Open Media Lab. Be sure to check in every Textual Tuesday along with following them on all social media at Textually Active Pod. Textually Active is a part of the Open Media Network.